What's good, family? It's your boy Urban Sports Guru, and let me give you my preview for the Western Conference. The NBA season is here. Let me give you my preview for the Western Conference. I'm going to give you the teams that are going to the playoffs. Now, everyone says the Western Conference is loaded, and it is, but I really don't think it's as loaded as everyone says it is. And I say that for this reason. When I say loaded, I think teams that could come out of the West, not teams that not just make the playoffs, but teams that can come out of the West and possibly make the NBA Finals. You get a break or two, whether you're the dominant team or you get a break or two, then you make the NBA Finals. Now, I told y'all last year I thought the Warriors were a year away. Why? Because I loved all their young talent. I just didn't know that their young talent was going to be ready last year. Enough of them was ready last year. Enough of them to win a championship. I said they were a year away, meaning I was expecting that this year. And guess what? I am. When you have Kaminga, Poole, Booty, and Jonathan Wiseman, I keep harping on that. I'm going to keep harping on Jonathan Wiseman. I'm going to keep harping on it because all-star caliber, big all-star talents at the center position don't grow on trees. And the fact that you have someone who has talent to be an all-star center on the team with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, that right there makes you a championship roster. That right there alone, let alone the other pieces that they have. So it's the Warriors to lose to get to the finals. The only real competition I see as far as taking them out of the finals is the Clippers. Now, we've seen the Clippers load up. We've seen the Clippers load up before. And the problem when they was loading up before is getting everyone on the court, getting everybody healthy, and just everybody getting cohesion. They wasn't able to get that before, and they ended up getting bumped. You know what I'm saying? And what other times they was loaded up, they didn't have another piece or two or something like that, like when it was Lob City. So, and mind you, all of this was on the dock. This is down under Tyrone Lue, who's regarded as one of the top two coaches in basketball. Let's see if that makes a difference. You still have Kawhi, who's already looking good. How's he going to look come playoff time? Meaning, not whether he's going to perform or not. Well, he's going to be healthy to perform at his apex because they're going to need the Kawhi who can dominate on both ends. Paul George is going to be healthy for the season, like for the whole year. Like, there's a lot of questions about who's actually going to be there. I love the acquisition of John Wall because when you look at those previous teams, you didn't have a great point guard who can get other guys shots. There was too much of one-on-one basketball because they had scoring point guards, but not a point guard that can get other guys shots. They have that now. You know, they have so many guys who are able to score. So many guys who are able to score while also not being liabilities defensively. They're just as deep as Golden State, maybe deeper than Golden State. The real issue with this team, if you want to say they're lacking anything, you could say they're lacking size. You have Zubats, okay, but outside of that, you could say they're lacking size. But outside of that, they're the real biggest threat to the Golden State Warriors. Then you got the Suns. The Suns. I mean, Devin Booker is one of the top players in basketball, in my opinion, particularly as a scorer. Chris Paul, you already know, the point guard. My thing is this year, they're going to be able to compete for a championship if DeAndre Ayton grabs his nuts and becomes the player he should be. And I posted on IG, DeAndre Ayton only had 40 block shots last year. 40 block shots. And I compared it to my guy, not a dominant defensive player. Carmelo Anthony had 52. Carmelo Anthony, if you're 7'1", should not have more. You're a 7'1" center. Carmelo Anthony should not have more block shots than you. Point blank. He's not a force defensively. We was watching last year in the playoffs. Luka was backing him down. Luka Doncic was backing him down. When the other team's point guard is backing down your center, that's a problem. It's a big bleeping problem. Um, that is a big bleeping problem. You know, they have shooting, they have other ancillary pieces, and as a unit, they can defend good enough. But if DeAndre Ayton's, you know what I'm saying, takes the next step, then as a team, I think they could take the next step. If that doesn't happen, first round or second round exit tops. I think the team maxed out. Should have won it 2 years ago, and they didn't. They've maxed out in this mold. And what makes it worse is now as a team, they're paying more money for it now. They're paying more money for this that already didn't. That is already maxed out in my opinion. So that's how far the Suns are gonna go, as presently constructed. Then you have the Mavs. Mavs went on a great run last year in the playoffs. Luka Doncic showed that he can be more than just numbers. I mean, he really just produced. You see the impact there behind everything that he was putting up. But even if everyone's healthy there, I don't think he has enough help. And the problem with Luka Doncic is, yes, he needs help. The problem is getting him enough help where he's going to have to start giving up the basketball. So that's the problem with him because he dominates the ball so much, which is why he has so much of those statistics because the ball's always in his hands. On top of the fact they play at such a slow ass pace, so the team isn't really getting easy baskets because of that. So easy baskets, you know what I'm saying, lobs, dunks, and easy shots, easy 3 pointers, of that nature. So Luca could be dominant. Getting enough guys there where everybody's touching it, everybody's doing it. And I'm saying when they're home and they're defending a little bit, then you see a little bit of that. That's how Jalen Brunson was able to eat. He got a big contract because of it. But it's not enough of that to compete for a championship when I look at the rosters that they have. I mean, I see the Mavericks. Luka's going to put up crazy numbers, but unless a move gets made, they'll put up crazy numbers and they'll go out in the first round, second round times. Then we have the Nuggets. The Nuggets are a very interesting team because you get not only Michael Porter Jr. back, but you get Murray back. We all know how great Murray was a couple of years ago. Yes, that was the bubble, but he's a damn good piece. And you have a two-time MVP. I don't really count him as the MVP, but he did win them. And Joker, one of the best centers in the game, at least offensively. So you get two studs back, and all those other pieces that you have can go back into their roles. Can those guys maintain health? Can those guys maintain their positions in the spots that they had and be the players that you want them to be? I think Murray can. When you look at Porter Jr., can Porter Jr. grow into being he still has an apex. I think Murray's kind of touched his apex. You can see what he could be. Porter hasn't touched his apex. So it's like, if he can grow, if he can continue to ascend some, what can this team be? If those things can happen, they can compete for a championship. They actually can. You have the big three. You groomed them. I think they're going to have to share the ball more. I think Porter's going to have to do more than just try to stay out there and shoot threes. That's what they have the apex. You have the help. Can they defend enough, and can those guys ascend enough? That's the question. Then you have the Grizzlies. Grizzlies just do a lot of things right, and they don't have a bona fide number two. I mean, Jared Jackson should be that guy. You have a number one who shares the basketball, who doesn't always need it like that. And they all just play as a unit on offense and defense. They have interchangeable pieces. That's what makes them difficult to play against because it's not really like a big three on that team where it's like he's going to be the number two or he's going to be the number two. It could be anybody on any given night. That's what makes the Grizzlies dangerous. It who could be the number two, who could be the number three, could be anybody on any given night. So when I look at the top two teams, when I look at the Warriors, when I look at the Grizzlies, if they have any slippage, the Grizzlies can take them in 7 game series. The Grizzlies can take them. If the Warriors are at their apex, they have too many guys. They could smoke them in 5, maybe 6. But if there's slippage, the Grizzlies can take them. Yeah, yeah, believe that shit. The Grizzlies can take them. Then you have the Lakers. I still think the Lakers can make the playoffs. I think they're first round and out. I mean, you have LeBron still balling. 80, 80 can stay healthy. He's going to be playing well. Russ, told y'all last year Russ wasn't going to work, and Russ ain't going to work this year. But what I think is going to happen this year is that he's going to be completely fit. I told y'all last year he's going to get phased out by the end of the year, and it never happened. I see that happening this year because I've been saying it for years. My bro, shout out to my bro Illuminati Gaming. We Knicks fans. We like, we need to get Russ and Russ will attract free agents. I said, no, fuck no. I want nothing to do with him. It is nothing against the man personally. I've always said I think people in the league look at Russ the man and they want to fuck with him because they want to fuck with him the man. Like he's really that cool a guy. And guys really want to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? But the basketball player? No. No. He's a stat machine and he's just a solo act. He's just a solo act. He plays so hard. He plays with such passion, and you gotta love that. If you don't love that, you don't love sports. You don't love basketball. But damn it, no, not being the number one on my team, no, because it's not gonna end up being a championship roster. It's not. So I think what's gonna happen. I think he's gonna get completely phased the fuck out, and I can see the way it's affecting him in LA, and it's affecting him so much because it's LA. That's where he's from. It's affecting him. And yeah, can you teach an old dog new tricks? Can he actually make changes? And I don't see that happening. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. I just do not see it happening. I don't. Russ, I don't see Russ changing. I don't. And even if they make the trade for Buddy Hield, then I'm saying finally give up those 2 picks in Indiana, I think that changes things where they'll make them a second round team at best. I don't see them can really compete for a championship like that. I don't, because I still don't think they'll beat the Clippers in the 7 game series, and I damn sure don't think they'll beat the Warriors. I don't. I don't. Then we got the Pelicans. Pelicans are loaded. Pelicans are loaded. The big question, of course, can Zion stay healthy? If Zion can stay healthy, then I think they can make it to the second round. Once you get there, you get a favorable matchup. Who knows? They're loaded. Brandon Ingram. You know, I like their coach. It's all about Zion's health. Then we got the Wolves. Wolves, they bring something interesting to the table because they're going to be playing in a way that no one else really in the conference is playing with 2 really big guys like that in their starting lineup. Rudy Gobert, we already know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter. He's going to get phased out because he's not going to be able to score. You're going to be playing 4-on-5. Um, but defensively, he's looking good. He's doing what he does. He's a 3-time defensive player of the year. I'm not shocked. But, yeah, I just want to see what happens when teams go really small. See, when teams go so small, you're supposed to hurt them on the other hand. And we already seen against Dallas last year, he's not able to do that. We've seen at times where he's being guarded by point guards. And ain't shit he can do about it. So, so I think the Wolves will be in the mix as well, possibly in the play-in again. Um, Honorable mention, I'm going to give it to the Blazers and to the Rockets. Those are my take for the Western Conference. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think in the comments. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.